month that is coming up. So this November, December is going to be rebirth. And on Patreon, we have a very special healing plan that's going to be happening. So we're going to be meeting weekly. There are healing plans. There are healing plans, and there are herbs and cleanse pairings as well. So this is an opportunity to prepare us for what we are going to embark on in 2023. So if you would like to join that, head on over to Patreon. You can use the first link in the description to join that. And I'm so excited. We are getting started. Our kickoff session is going to be November 6th. November 6th. Sunday, November 6th. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody. If you're new to this session, you are now one of my babies. And so the perks of being one of my babies is you get forehead kisses. But you know, returning babies get even more. It's like 3 more forehead kisses on the 4 noggins. That's the new thing now. So this session that is all about rebirth and bringing energy in and allowing it to flow through your life, flow through this chapter, flow through your energy. So we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your own permission to say a prayer. May I touch you, or may I hold your hand? Okay, your hand. I'm gonna put my hand down. I'm gonna place. Okay. Do one of those. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Let's get started, okay? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out those to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe. 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 Okay, cleanse. Let's cleanse. What's some cinnamon? So just keep breathing here and start thinking about your next chapter. Think about some things that give you life. Think about the next iteration of you. Who are you becoming? Who are you showing up as each and every day? Who are you working to grow into? We're all growing into someone, something new. And release that. Release with the cinnamon. Release it. Release of removing any excess baggage. Because I know sometimes we all can carry too much excess baggage that we're bringing into the space. Sometimes it's simply not being able to let go of past pain that just needs to be removed. You know the answers. It's just you gotta organize the feelings. Sometimes it might feel like your life feels like a mess or messy or disorganized, when it's probably not even that. It's probably just the feelings. Just having those feelings make all the difference. Okay. Good job. You know, it's hard to accept sometimes that the limitation may not be external, it might just be a self-limitation. Self-sabotage, low self-esteem, low self-worth, or sometimes you just forget your purpose. It happens all the time. You feel as though you need to reconnect to old things, or you no longer feel that way about old things and you're ready to connect like you used to, but to something new. And so it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming if you let it go. If you let it show up. If you let it be. Pull that energy in. Pull that energy in. Pull that energy in. So get real clear with what you want. And start working towards it. Invite the feeling of self-sabotage, or for some reason it's gonna work for somebody else but you. And if it's in your heart, it's there for a reason. So let's just move that down. And place it Why wouldn't that be a nice touch? To let things go somewhere else, to grow, to have a unique feeling and a unique approach to this next chapter. Well, babies, more kisses on the forenoggin. I should really look that up to make sure that I literally made that up and it means something else. Well, babies, if no one else has said it, let me go ahead and say that I love you. But who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you. So learn to love yourself a little bit more. Like a lot of bit more. A lot of bit more. Each and every day, okay? Be sweet. Be happy. And let's get started. So I'm really excited for those who are going to join the Patreon family if you're not already a part of it, because we're starting this group healing plan. I'm so excited. I know I got my initiatives that I want to be working on in that cool us meeting once a week. That's going to be healing, hope, community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica Sup, a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It is all about internal balance, especially with this Mercury in Libra in retrograde coming up on the 26th. It's all going to be about internal balance, the self. Don't get caught up about how things look like in the external or even your partnerships externally. This is a moment to really go inside and work on the self. So just work on that balance. The rest of the world can be doing whatever, but the priority at this moment is not to make yourself feel better on the inside by controlling the outside, but to flip it, to work on the inside and just be like, hey, however the outside looks, that's that problem. I'm going to work on here in this safe, protected, and supported within yourself. Does that make sense? It is not the external, but it is the internal, that you show up each and every day to be there for yourself and to help yourself. So I'm going to push that all the way down and start to feel your feet rooted to the earth, or whatever is accessible to you in the moment, feeling it rooted to the earth, and start to pull up nutrients from the center of the earth. And so pulling up nutrients from the center of the earth is a representation of balance, of having all of your basic needs be met, of relaxation, of abundance, of emotional balance, of being surrounded by the correct support system. Okay? And just sit in this moment with yourself and start to just move the energy around you so that you are surrounding yourself by peace, patience, and surrendering to the process. And the process looks however the fuck it's gonna look. The process looks the way that it looks, okay? It looks the way that it's gonna look. And just surrender to your own process. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And relax into yourself, starting to love each and every moment of the experience exactly as it is, not placing any judgment on it, not wishing to be some other person, always being open to growth, but growing in a way that is actually good for you, as opposed to just looking for something to make you feel better in the moment. Being uncomfortable is okay. Live in the discomfort. Pay attention to what is coming up for you, and then make movement towards something that's balanced. But don't be too afraid of the discomfort. It's okay. Just live in it, okay? And balance. Now, always making sure you are surrounding yourself internally first by the energy that supports you on this journey. If you know you're a little sensitive, surround yourself by sweetness. If you know you're hard, surround yourself by energy that will keep you balanced. Just continue to move forward in your path. You can't get it wrong. Okay. And so balancing this and moving through the different chapters in your life, from the beginning all the way to the beyond, and just seeing how they flow together beautifully and peacefully without any hiccups or disconnect. We go through things in life that we don't even feel like are connected, and once you look back, you see how everything is connected. How you feel energetically matches how you feel financially, matches how you feel emotionally, matches how you feel mentally, and it just keeps going on and on and on and on. Everything touches each other. So let's just make sure that the energy is nice and balanced here, and that you release and let go of anything that is no longer serving you. Relaxing into this moment of gratitude, relaxing into this sense of peace and calm, relaxing into this understanding, relaxing into it. You are enough, and you can trust yourself. It is safe to trust yourself. It's safe to trust yourself in these moments. It's safe to trust your path. It's safe to trust yourself. Trust yourself, it's okay. Never desert yourself. Never give up on who you are. Be unapologetically you, okay? And over time, everything works out in the way that it needs to work out. person that you have to 100% be honest with at all times is yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Show up and be there to nurture your feelings, nurture your experiences, be understanding of how life unfolds. Because if you can't do that for yourself, you're constantly going to be looking for someone else who can. And you ain't never gonna find it, baby. You're never going to find it outside of you. During this period of energy, it's giving us an opportunity for everything else to be shaken up like a snow globe, so that we can focus on the only thing we really have control over, which is our internal peace, our internal balance, and just being there in that moment, being able to be vulnerable with yourself, being able to just hold this position with no judgment, with no need to force yourself or anything around you to look or act or be a certain way. Just calmly accept yourself. Calmly accept all of the beauty the universe sends to you and the lessons too. And receive it. 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 And then eventually you'll hit maybe something that is a sore spot for you. And just breathe in it. It is not to freak you out. It is not to make you rush to try to figure out how to make yourself feel better. Just breathe in it. Because the more you breathe in it and you resolve what is coming up, the better you are later on, so that it doesn't impact you in the same way. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comment section if it makes sense. So again, just this gentle energy. That's what's really lovely about Reiki. It is very gentle. And this is definitely a time for that gentle energy. Never be afraid energetically to confront your greatest fears, discomfort, dis-ease, dissatisfaction, whatever it is. Never be afraid. And know that as you confront things, it feels shitty. I'm not even gonna front with you and lie. It feels shitty. It feels exactly how you would expect it to feel. But the longer you are able to just stand in the space, start to correct and recalibrate things, the less power the energy has over time. It feels very strong in the moment. But over time, standing in it, it does not. It releases. It can't hold on to a bind that long, because the strength has been built up every time that you allow your fear to win of something. You allow it to win. It gets a little stronger, gets a little stronger. But that strength is only by a little bit of energy, so that when you try to confront it again, it feels very powerful. But it won't last long. So breathing in the moment. A lot of times people feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not balanced. I'm, losing my mind. I can't sit in discomfort. When I think the reality is you can sit in discomfort, and you are required to be compassionate towards yourself as you do so. That the only thing you can do is be compassionate towards yourself as you do so. That no one else, nothing outside of you is going to come and save you and figure it out for you. That you stand in the greatest pain of things, and at the same time give yourself the greatest amount of patience and compassion. If you can do both of those things, showing up, facing your fear, sensing or perceiving things. But it's time to change your criteria so that you see things in a different light. Let's move this through. Balancing this energy, flowing in the direction it needs to flow in, moving. And in these moments, I just want you to say to yourself, I love you. Put your name in, so I'll say Jessica. I love you, Jessica. And if your name is Jessica, I love you, Jessica. If your name is Jet, I love you, Jet. Just say to yourself, I love you. I love you. You know, if you have to say it to yourself as many times as you need to in the day, say it. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. And again, unapologetically be you. So let's just check in on this energy and see how this balance is. See how this growth is. Let's relax into this. Let's release anything that is no longer serving. In. Let it go. Well, family, you did a fantabulous job, per usual, as you already know. Relax. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy your peace. Don't worry about what's going on outside of you. Worry about what you can't control, which is going on inside of you. And the peace and the balance you're looking for will always show up. Well, family, if nobody has said it to you, let me go ahead and say it to you. Wash your hands for at least 30 seconds, soap and water. Get under the nails, you know, nice and rigorous. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask in public. Get vaccinated and be sweet to yourself. I love you, love you, love you. And can't wait to see you. Till next time. Tomorrow. Yeah, I think tomorrow. Let's meet up again tomorrow. Sounds good. Okay, love you. Bye. Be relaxed to the Reiki. Healing. Hope. Community, a place to heal. Relax. Be yourself and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom into a bloom. Blossom into a bloom. I am Jessica. I am a Reiki master teacher and intuitive, and today we have a special healing session. It is all about finding love in babies. You know, I've been talking about love. I've been talking about love for a long time, and I know that we can all appreciate love because it comes in different forms. And usually when somebody clicks on a video like this, they trying to find romantic love. But there's an understanding that the foundation of any type of love comes from kind of the same place. And so we're going to work through that in our healing today. So welcome, 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 babies. And so for all of my new babies, welcome. This is your self-care routine, your journey, you know, a safe space for you to be just in a very loving community and just work on yourself. So welcome, welcome, welcome to my new babies, and welcome, welcome, welcome back to all of my retarded babies. Mama loves you, and I'm gonna go give you some kisses. I spoil you too much. Psych. So, we're gonna get started. We start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Close your eyes, relax. Keep your eyes open if you want to see what's happening. It's pretty much this, but relax, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Dear universe, in all of the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our I am. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. Okay. Okay. And let your Ashe be in the wind, or your chi, or your Reiki, or your life force energy. Many different cultures and customs, and to explain this phenomenon, which is life force energy, and that's really kind of the basis of energy healing. And so, as you go around the world and you go throughout time, there are different examples of energy healers, shamans, and I'm using the word shaman, but understand that where you go in the world, they have their own distinct name, distinct practices, but it really is just the human experience within those cultures, trying to explain this energy or this connectedness that we all have access to. And I think the really cool thing about it is you get to choose based off of your lineage, your culture, and your understanding and your choice where or how you want to consume that information. There's no wrong answers. There's no right answers. It's whatever makes you feel comfortable. And that's what this self-care journey is about. Just giving yourself permission to make yourself feel comfortable. So let's get into the finding love. I'll work on the aura a little bit, and we're just going to get right through to it, okay? Finding love starts. You already know where I'm gonna go. Right here. If you do not love yourself, if you do not have self-respect, and if you do not learn how to value yourself and prioritize yourself, it's really hard to expect that you will receive that from anyone outside of you. And if you do receive that and you're not giving it to yourself, it starts to look very codependent. Sometimes people will love bomb you in order to then try to siphon your energy off on the back end. Or maybe you might be the person energy vampiring. It's no judgment here. Everybody is on their own path. I think sometimes it might appear like there's just bad people and then there's good people for these things that just happen in love. We've all been on both sides in love. And if you think you haven't, then you probably have. But at the end of the day, a lot of the things that people do, whether it is to not see how beautiful and how valuable they are, or to try to use fear or these other kind of tactics in order to dominate others, really comes from a sense of insecurity inside the self. And if you want to find love, you have to balance those things. And it really is taking some time and just working on you, going inside of you, working on the you that is here. And it looks different for different people, and there's different things that you can do. It's up to you what you want to do, but you kind of have to have this keeping it real moment with yourself. Hey, this is where I'm at. And you really have to challenge what you believe love is, because a lot of times we're stuck wanting the right love, but our parameters, our expectations, our goals, our value systems that we think love is completely bonkers. We haven't reevaluated it. We built those systems from pain, from discomfort, from trying to live out other people's dreams or expectations, from taking that, energy on from other people. And it's almost like if you can figure this out, if you can get this love from this, weird system that we all have within us, if you can get it, it kind of rights the wrongs of all the past. It's like those parents who try to live out their life and their kids, because then it, makes everything better, but for them in their past. But the reality is you can't live through someone. You cannot control someone. They have their own dreams and hopes and things like that. So understanding and finding the right love is you need to question what you value as love, because a lot of times trauma, codependency, these things are being kind of wrapped up in a blanket and presented as if this is love. I die for you. I'd disrespect myself for you. I'd sacrifice myself for you. I'd make myself look foolish. All of these things to show how much I care for you. That's toxic. That is not an environment that is really good for the nervous system long term. That doesn't even make sense. Oh yeah, that might be cute because then in a very big external way you can tell other people, friends, families, the collective community, look at how much this person likes you, because you think that those demonstrations would reflect them holding you down later on in life. First and foremost, life is hard enough. You do not have to do all that, or you do not have to expect that from other people. And understanding that love, when it comes from within, that stuff on the outside is going on the inside too, okay? So that's why we have to take a look at ourselves, and the way to get over that energy, if you just feel like, oh, it's never the right person, is you really have to love and deeply love and nurture and take care of yourself. You really gotta wine and dine yourself. You really have to be okay being alone. That doesn't mean you're not out there dating. That doesn't mean you're not out there, trying. But the core of your focus during this time of healing and rejuvenating and regenerating your energy is yourself. So you have to have enough courage to say, I want to see myself. I want to see the beauty here. I don't need someone outside of me to validate it. I'm going to see it within myself. And the things that I feel are beautiful. And beauty isn't just the physical, it's the energetic, it's the mental, it's all of that kind of stuff. The things that I feel like are beautiful, that's what I want others to value, or that's what I would like to value within other people. And that, at the end of the day, everybody has their preference. Everybody has, what they like, their style. But it's deeper than that. And I am in no way telling anyone to go against what their external preference is. That's your business, But make sure that the preference you like and you want is based off of something that you like and you want, not what you have been told to like and want. Or maybe you like a variety of things, a variety. Think about SpongeBob. A variety of things, okay? So, finding that love. Now, love it shows up everywhere in a very similar way. So if we have that love stuff happening in relationships, it's happening in friendships and family. And sometimes you have a hyper focus in one area. So say you're a relationship person. Maybe your friendships don't go through that kind of stuff, in your family it doesn't go through that kind of same dynamics. It's a little bit more balanced, but it's just love, Or maybe you're a friendship person and you got the big friendships, a lot of stuff happening, but maybe love not so much, and maybe family yes or no. Or sometimes you can have all three. And then on top of that, how you feel about yourself. Now, there are certain times where we might feel like, well, family is fine, my community, collective friendships are fine, love is fine, and I just don't feel good. Now, if that is a space, then we're dealing with the soul, the esoteric, and medical. So soul, esoteric, medical, and I'll just kind of break it down to, let's just say, the spiritual, energetic, energy, and medical. Because if all of those other things are pretty much fine, but you still feel like, I just don't feel loved, I don't feel the love, I don't have that. On a soul level, on an energetic level, the soul is seeking and the soul is searching, and maybe you're trying to find a deeper love or connection with the divine, the universe, what some call God, some call, other cultures call different things. And if you don't have a connection, or you don't want to use that language, that's fine too. Whatever it is for you. I tell you all the time, it's not my business to tell you what to think. That's your business, and feel free to change it and go. This is an inclusive, collective space where a lot of people think a lot of different things. We just here to feel good about ourselves. But yeah, trying to understand this phenomena of the unknown, that connectedness energy between me and you. So that's one experience. And so that can lead us to wanting to enrich our knowledge of spiritual, energetic, esoteric, things. It can be religious in certain instances, because we're looking for a deep divine soul love, and understand that that is the same thing as self-love. If we're looking for that, if that's the main thing, we are looking for self-love. And if we're looking for self-love, we are connected to that, whatever that is for you. So that's what's going on there. And then I also say on the medical side, and I actually talk about this when I go on my nutrition or my nutrigenomics kind of rants, where there are certain medical conditions that a person can have in which just the homeostasis or the balance of the body is off. And I'm not talking about what I think some people think, which is, there's just something wrong with the brain chemistry, which, yes, I'm trying to say, but they kind of think about, I was just born this way with something wrong with this. And kind of mutations in which people are just born with these kind of deep feelings of sorrow and sadness and anxiety and depression aren't as frequent as we might think. But it doesn't mean that the person isn't experiencing those things. What may be happening, and I go on these rants all the time, is that we have common micronutrients, our vitamins and things like that, that are off. And they're throwing the systems in our body off. And when those things are off, some of the byproducts are anxiety, depression, brain fog, feeling exhausted, all of these other things that we may be attributing solely to trying to recover from traumatic experience, or just that's just how the brain is. So there's multiple levels, and of course those other things matter too. So when we're looking for this love, we gotta narrow down, what do we truly want to focus on? And you can focus on an array of things. That's completely okay. But it's not, don't put all the pressure in one place. So if, family, friends, and love are feeling good, but it's these other areas I'm talking about, don't put the pressure on the family or the friends and love to make up for. This is where you need to explore. If those sides are pretty good and you need to balance something over here, out here with this family, friends, and love, don't put the pressure on this. And what this looks like is, it looks like religiosity, where someone gets hyper focused in their religion, and instead of working on the dynamics of developing emotional intelligence and communicating with others, they kind of just feel like I'm very stuck to religious beliefs. It happens the same in spirituality, spiritual esoteric cultures, any of the wisdom traditions, or any of, this knowledge of trying to connect to the divine. People can also be obsessive, because the reason why they get obsessive is they feel like, this is the one area where, this supersedes anything else. You see it actually a lot in religion. The religious aspect supersedes everything else. So if I have behavior that is unhealthy for me here, no one's gonna say anything about it. That's why a lot of times, and this is just my personal opinion, you see people suffering from mental health related episodes kind of just running freely and unsupported in certain religious dynamics, almost in a kind of way to keep them there, keep them in that kind of dynamic. Because if they are obsessed over something that is not unhealthy, but also a byproduct the self-damaging behavior is still allowed to run free. Now, I said all of this to say to you, when it comes to finding love, we work on multiple levels, you know? We work on multiple levels, and I will really kind of open you up to say, if you're really pining for someone, like you have somebody in mind and you just want them to think about you. I know, because I'm like they're thinking about you right now, but you want them to think about you. Just understand that what is for you will be for you. You can't force anybody, to want you. Now, can you make someone think about you, make them, manifest them into your life? Of course you can. But do you really want that person? Now, on the other side, so you're in a space where you're like, I've worked on myself, I'm working on myself, and I'm ready to be in a happy and healthy relationship. The person just has not come yet, and I want them to be thinking of me. You could do that too. Now, let's be honest. You're the only one who's gonna know. You're the only one who's gonna know. You can tell me, Jet, like, hey, I'm looking for, the latter, not the former. I would know the difference because, that's up to you. That's up to you to regulate those kinds of things. So, you have in every ability, the ability to find the love that you are looking for, that you are seeking in your life. And you do not have to be afraid. You do not have to be fearful. It is coming. Be patient, but work on yourself on these many levels that we're talking about, and don't be afraid of one area. Sometimes people don't want to go down the esoteric or the medical aspect or the self-reflecting aspect or seeking help from a healthcare professional or a mental health professional or communities and collectives or an energy healing practitioner, or, as I prefer, a combination of all of these, great energies to help. Some people don't want to, but it's okay. See it like this. Don't see it as I have a problem that needs solving. See it as if I am lucky enough to afford or have access to all of these people that can help me take care of myself, I'm going to do it. And along the way and along the journey, you think, oh, the love, I want this person, to be thinking about me. But really what you need to be thinking is, I want my doctor to be thinking about me to resolve this. Because you can find somebody, it ain't hard to find somebody. But it may be hard if you have been misdiagnosed with certain issues, to balance those things internally, So take the pressure off yourself and get a little bit more balance. So, unconventional approach to finding love, but you know me, unconventional kind of gal, okay? So, sweetness, I hope you have enjoyed the session, babies, and I just try to sprinkle, self-confidence on you each and every day, because it is important for me that you are out here thriving, happy, healthy. Confidence is key. Okay, sweetness, I just want to let you know that I love you, but who cares that I love you? The only thing that matters is that you love you. So love yourself a little bit more each and every day. Each and every day. Community, a place to heal, relax, be yourself, and be surrounded by those who want to see you blossom and or bloom. Blossom and or bloom. I am Jessica Sup. I also go by Jet, a Reiki master teacher and intuitive. And today we have a very special healing session for non-stop November but fun. It is never let someone tell you who you are. You know who you are. So just want to go to sleep, or you want to do your channeling sessions or healings or any kind of esoteric work, we do a lot here. But my highest intention is really to watch you transform your life to the life you want. I don't ever want you to feel like anything that you've ever gone through is enough to limit where you're going. And what I actually want to do is take it a step further, that any situations that have limited you can in fact propel you much further along than if things were easy peasy. So we talk about a lot of different things. Sometimes it has to do with just rest. Other times it has to do with different techniques, and you can definitely join the Patreon community because we have so many resources of looking at different modalities and looking at these different techniques. And sometimes it's just some TLC, okay? Just give you some care and talk about self-care and setting boundaries and things. So when we start our session off, we started off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, I should have worn my shirt today, because consent matters. Do I have your permission to say a prayer, my little sweetness? Okay, so relax. May I touch you? Okay. Breathe in and out. Just take a couple seconds here. You ready? Okay. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. It's your time, as I work with your energy, to be yourself. The things that you're passionate about, or the things that are important to you, or honestly just sticking up for yourself. It is your time to do that. And your highest healing will come from when you stick up for yourself. When you say, I am valuable enough that I will make sure I have everything I need. You say it too. I am valuable enough that I make sure I have everything I need. I am valuable enough so that I make sure I have everything I need. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for your dreams and your goals. Stand up in the little moments too. When you have to do something maybe you don't feel like doing, or you have something that you don't mind doing and you feel like there's like an obstacle situation person, just environment. Stand up for yourself and just be yourself. This is a beautiful time where authenticity matters. Who you are matters. And you living life in your unique way matters. With all of the billion people on the earth, we all have an opportunity to live life in our own unique way. But first, give yourself permission to be the best you can be. So let's think about some fun ways to do that, okay? First thing is, I want you to let go of anything
saying, are you being perfect? I'm not saying, did you write a to-do list and everything was accomplished? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you woke up, did you feel like, ooh, today I'm gonna go out and be myself? Today I'm gonna go out and I'm going to do the best I can. I'm gonna be compassionate and understanding towards myself if I don't get everything done. But I believe that me being myself and feeding my dreams, my goals, my ambitions is one of the most beautiful gifts that the universe gives to share. You feel that way? One thing I used to love to do, and this is a shout out to the Patreon community because we have these right now, are affirmations. I used to read, a positive quote, let it be the first thing I thought about, or I would listen to positive affirmations when I first woke up, and it would be specifically like something like, was I looking at love? Was I looking at health? Was I looking at money? Was I looking at boundaries? Was I looking at career? It just depended on, at that time in my life, like what I would listen to. And as I was building Reiki Healing Hope, those were those moments where I saw the environment around me, but I also knew at the same time that I could vibrate at a stronger frequency within the environment as long as I did those things. So think about it. If you ever lived with people or lived in a certain place where you could tell the energy was thick and heavy, right? But you decided that you wanted to vibrate at a different frequency. It's a lot of work, You'll get in the pattern, and then, just the vibrational frequency will try to bring you back down. And it's not even like it's trying to be mean. It's just, that's where the energy's at. And you just have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to raise your frequency until there's an opportunity where you can leave that energy and go somewhere else and vibrate at that level. And when I noticed that along the journey, when I took accountability and responsibility for myself and saying, I need to feel this way in order to accomplish my goals and my tasks, the universe always delivered an opportunity to take me out of the environment I was in and put me in a better environment. And it just did it over and over and over and over and over again. But I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not focused on working on myself, keeping my energy at peace, keeping my energy at calm. And even what we have in this community, when I see you all, I see it as something of, let me show you how to have peace as you are navigating life. Whether that is the shadow work or the light work or both, I will show you how to have this peace. And I always like to teach you what's going on too. I talked about that the other day where, you may watch a video on how to manifest money, but if you do not understand what's going on underneath, you might miss something, or you might dabble in a way that you shouldn't. Me and I haven't talked about refocus in so long. Me and my sister refocus. We talk about this all the time. Just when people get into the esoteric space, because she is a tarot reader, and so when people get into the esoteric space, they start to get so excited and they start to want to dip and dabble, and I just watch, and I just am often kind of, it's not that I'm laughing at them, I'm just simply saying, okay, I'm gonna let you make your mistakes, and when you're ready to just allow the universe to bless you, when you're ready to say what you want, and when you're ready to work from a space of peace rather than a space of lack, then you can actually use all of these tools. It's amazing to me how many times I see people just want to quickly, like, how do I get this person, or how do I get this money, or how do I da-da-da, instead of looking at what really needs to happen, which is it time for me to change my vibrational frequency? Why am I trying to manifest something where I'm at, as opposed to why don't I raise my frequency? And it opens up the doors to something greater than I can even imagine in that moment. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're talking about. And oftentimes you do not even have to be as forceful with it. of like, oh, I want to manifest good health and now I'm completely fixed. The universe gives you opportunities in the type of way that it is right in front of your face, to the fact that you're like, wow, I couldn't have put this together better. But then at the same time, you know that it was because you connected with the energy. You know it was because you balanced yourself, that you can actually see the opportunities that were right in front of your face, as opposed to cause and effect type of things. You know, it's much more expansive. I want to use the word elusive, but kind of like in the kind of cat and mouse kind of thing, of like, ooh, what's going on? You know, like what are we doing? Like what's this energy going on? But the universe will bring you blessings and opportunities if that's what your energy is at. And you have to work on getting there. So sometimes, especially when you're taking care of your health, if you're surrounded by people who are not vibrating at the frequency that you need to vibrate at, tell them they gotta go somewhere while you're working on getting to where you need to go. While you're working to connecting to the treatments that you need, or connecting with the energies in front of you, or having the optimism to go out and do some further research. I know that in the community, we haven't really talked about health in quite a while, and I think a lot of it has to do with, I never look at any of these modalities as a one-stop fits all for health. I strongly believe that a person should have a team of those in alternative, energetic, conventional, feeding into them, you know, feeding into their health and their wellness, and everything's interconnected. And if you're lucky enough to have access to adequate health insurance or financial means, how lucky are you that you get to lead the team? They're not just saying things to you, you are saying things to them. And you decide who gets the option to help you. You have everything you need within you to solve any problem that you have, to make any change you need. But accept yourself first and trust that the way that you are going to do it, which is unique, is the best way for you. And find peace with that, and fall in love with that. Fall in love with yourself. Just pour all this beautiful love onto you. Just giving you some nice energy as you just relax and enjoy it. And just to send out this beautiful collective message that, baby, you deserve better. And so we're going to empower you to have that feeling within yourself. So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine. And if you're returning back, love you, love you, love you. Mama loves you. So much love. So proud of you for consistently sticking to your self-care routine and just picking yourself up in life. Love the energy. Super duper magical. Boom, boom, boom. So, if you're new to the session, we started off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Take a couple breaths in, sweetheart. A couple more. Final breath. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to compromises their internal boundaries, and it just kind of repeats in like different parts of their life. And so I will say to that, fuck that, let that go, don't do that at all. You deserve better, and knowing your true value is so powerful. A lot of people go their entire life and never really know their value, never really know, what people see in them, and they can be amazing people on the outside and still struggle on the inside with all of this beauty that they have in front of them. Just this beautiful, kind of like a purple, blue, lavender kind of energy, a sense of representation of just a cleansing and a higher power and a higher understanding. But just gonna put that a little bit over you of the cinnamon. A little bit of cinnamon dab in here. Okay. Just a little bit of cinnamon. Okay. Great job. Great job. Great job. Relax into that. I'm gonna just take care of you energetically. And I just want you to breathe in and out. I want you to let go of any doubt that you're not special or you're not wanted, or that somehow you're some type of fictitious hindrance. You're not. You're really valuable. And you should always believe that, no matter what leg of the journey you're on, whether you've been doing everything or, you feel like a little bit is stuck, whatever, wherever you're at, you're still valuable. We're still rooting for you as a community. And, this is a moment to give some encouragement in the comment section. If you see somebody who is struggling or just sharing something heartfelt, to just perhaps say something very encouraging to them, to just keep them going. Because we're all on this journey together, myself included. And so it's just lovely to share in this experience in a higher vibrational way. Okay. Good job. And so, my herb of choice is cinnamon. You all know this. The reason why I like cinnamon is because it's very grounding. It's sustaining. The flame of the cinnamon will burn for a very, very long time. I also love that the little swirls create this lovely little smoke that comes out. I think it's the coolest. This is the coolest thing ever. These are kind of like the little things that I don't know, grateful for, that I find so fascinating and intriguing. Just the way the smoke clears the cinnamon. It's like the baker who's baking the bread, and they love every process. They love it when the yeast, mixes with the sugar in the dough and it starts to rise. They love it when they proof it. They love it when they score it. They love it when they pull it out, when it's fresh. They love the old bread. They turn it into some other random shit. That's how I feel about the energy process. I love everything about the experience. Okay. Now, responsibility for yourself and saying, I'm going to be as bright as I want to be. I'm going to live a life as full as I possibly can be. And just going with that energy. So just pulling it up higher and higher until you find a space of peace and balance, of clarity, of certainty, of something that means so much to you, of something that works with the passion and the understanding of you and where you're going. Because knowing your worth, that's something that once you know your value and you impose strict rules for people not to test you, you will notice that the blessings that you're seeking will start to show up all over the place. They'll start to show up one by one by one by one by one. And I think it's a beautiful thing to have that type of energy just flowing within you, working and moving through the path, relaxing into the moment, finding peace and confidence within yourself, and being completely relaxed and certain and hopeful of all those things. Moving at the space and the pace that you need to, allowing your energy to flow in and out, working, relaxing, finding balance, finding certainty, finding patience, finding clarity. Congratulations. You're doing a good job. As you know, I'm paid in smiles, so pay up. Sweetness. And I see your value, but it really doesn't matter what I see, because who cares? The only thing that really matters is what you see. Do you see your value? Do you see your strength? Do you see your understanding? Do you see your purpose? Do you see all of that? And do you realize that you don't need to have done anything except just be alive in this moment to give yourself permission to see yourself for the value? Like, think about the impact you actually have on, not just other people's life, but your own life. The fact that you get up every day and you do what you need to do to get things done, how fast or how slow you go is irrelevant. If you feel like you're not doing things the way you think it should be, irrelevant. The fact that you got up and your soul moved around this earth, that's all that mattered. It really is. And when you You just accept it. Never accept things for what you don't want. Accept things for things you do want. I know that sounds a little confusing, but what I mean is just because life has presented something to you doesn't mean you have to take it. You can go in and you can explore and you can be patient and you can take your time. You can do whatever it is you want to do. And just enjoy that. Enjoy that journey. It's magical, it's peaceful, it's lovely, it's fun, you know. It's cool. It gives all the energy that you're looking for, you're seeking. You're looking for your seeking, but no need to seek it outside your self-love. It is already there for you. It is already floating in your energy. It is already floating in your energy. It is already giving the life that you are looking and seeking and searching for. So never doubt your potential. Never question that you deserve more. And once more starts to pour in your life, accept it. Accept the more. Once you start to receive it, accept it. Don't throw it away. Don't send it in another direction. Accept it. Also, don't freak out. Sometimes people get better situations and they freak out and they want to perceive it in the way that they perceive things that weren't good for them. Don't do that. It's called self-sabotaging. Don't do that at all. Just enjoy. Just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the energy. Just enjoy being yourself. Just enjoy having fun. And live the life that you want to live. In the way that you want to live it. And the goals and the hopes that you have. Carry them so close to your heart that every time you smile, your dream smiles. Every time you laugh, you feel that laughter in your heart, in your energy, and in your soul. And hold on to that. That is so precious. Never let it go. And know that you deserve these better experiences. That you deserve what you're searching. You deserve what you're searching for and you're seeking out in life, okay? Well, family, you did a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. I really enjoyed this. This is non-stop November. And the initiative is to have a big, old, crunchy November goal. But the way we're manifesting is very subtle and very passive. We're not going to do the hustle culture. We're not going to do the burnout. Instead, what we're going to do is just flow with the energy that is surrounding us and watch what you want amplify so much. To say no and mean it. So let your yeses mean yes, your no means no. And again, this is non-stop November, but fun. We're working from the inside out rather than focusing on the outside and trying to work our way in. This is a time where you have your big dream, your big goal that you are working towards, and you're shifting internally
ourselves and connecting with the collective. We are all here for the highest vibrational good in order to share our gifts. And everybody gets nervous from time to time, wondering, are they good enough? Or will it actually happen? But instead of focusing on those things, focus on how powerful it is that you have such a strong intention for your dream, your goal, and someone else does too. And as a collective, it amplifies your ability to get to where you want to go. And what that actually feels like is it just feels easier, you know? You might know here's the path, but you might feel confused. But the more clear the answer becomes, the more you just are like, okay, I'll just follow that. No need to push back, no need to get lost in confusion. I know exactly what I want and where I'm going, and surrendering to that. So I'm gonna get some cinnamon to clear out the space. And just relax. In this moment, surrendering to yourself and going on a very deep journey with yourself, taking your time with this mission. And this, of course, is cinnamon. We love our cinnamon here. Take your time with yourself. Go on that journey with yourself. Be at peace with yourself. Only you truly have the power to make your dreams come true or to stop you right in your track. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Breathing in the cinnamon, allowing it to ground you. Cinnamon has grounding properties to it. And bring you back into the reality that what you want, even if it takes time to get their delayed gratification, is worth it. It's worth it because it is the gift that you incarnated into this experience to share with others. And your soul smiles when you feed into your dreams and your goals, even if those goals are hard. Sometimes the biggest gifts that we have to share are things that we have no clue how to do, but just figure it out. And when you figure it out, you look back and you're like, actually, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. But in the moment, it can be very intimidating. But also think about it now. You have some big dreams, big goals that seem like you can't do it. But never forget that you've done it many times before.
outside of themselves rather than inside of themselves. So the quicker that you show someone you are in control on the inside, the less likely they are to try to hold on and grip you on the outside. Unfortunately, there are other people who are much more accessible for them, but it shouldn't be you. So when you want to say no, say no. Say no, I will not, I won't, I can't. And when you want to say yes with all your heart. Yes, I'll do it. It doesn't matter how big it looks. I will figure it out. And connect with this energy. Remember that your dreams and your goals are those gifts that you brought with you into this experience. In order to see those gifts come into the physical, you have to change. You have to evolve. You have to grow. You have to adapt to the life that you want, rather than trying to make what you want adapt to where you are now. This place is done. It's time for you to move forward in the next chapter of your life. You've been feeling it. You've been wanting it. But now you're ready for it. And it will take time. There's no instant gratification here. It's going to take time. But learn how to build something, even though the results don't come instantly. Learn how to go after what you want, even though it takes time. Learn how just the joy of your own heart is enough to see you through. For a long time, these principles that I'm talking about, that I'm always giving you the tea, sweetness, are things that as I move forward in my journey as an individual and as a healer, I start to understand on an energetic level. But before, even though I felt them, I just couldn't explain them. And one of those things would be when you surrender to the universe and you just go after your dreams with a smile and you enjoy everything you love about it, everything just always falls into place. But if you don't know what's happening energetically, that takes a lot of faith, which is always a good practice. But I like to make it easy on you, so I'll explain to you energetically what's going on. Energetically, you're focusing on the internal rather than the external. And the quickest way to get to a goal, to accomplish something, or to manifest something would be to focus on the internal rather than the external. It's important to know what you want and where you want to go, but if you want to be in love, you can say, okay, I want a person who's like this, and that, right? But also at the same time, if you want that exact person, it takes time for the universe to bring that exact person to you. But instead, if you focus on the way the person makes you feel, okay? Because you're assuming that these characteristics or these traits will make you feel this way. Just focus on how you feel. That person will come to you quicker. Same thing with work. You know, want a job that's like X, Y, and Z because that's what you think. That will make you feel good or feel balanced or feel important. But instead, scratch that. Simply say, I want work that makes me feel this way. Feel secure. Feel important. Feel valuable. And that will come to you. Now you might be tempted to want to micromanage. Oh, what if they send me something that's too little? The universe never sends you something little. The universe sends you what you want or better. So you're the only person who can make what you receive little by just putting it in a box. If you allow the universe to do what it needs to do, it will send you much more. It'll be much more exciting. It's funner that way. So, during this nonstop November, whatever that goal is, that dream and that gift, look inside and see, how does it make you feel to accomplish that? For it to be at its greatest blossom. How does it make you feel when you work towards it? How does it make you feel? And if you focus crazy and self-sabotaging. But if you embrace change, you can then use this energy in order to form whatever you want. Just like sometimes we focus on structure, or we focus on patience, or we focus on comfort or enjoyment. Everything has its purpose at different times, and this is all about the change. So don't be afraid to be in your own energy, to say no, even if you love the people, even if you think they're great. Don't be afraid to say no, or to narrow those times with people in order to keep yourself up, or keep your energy wherever you need that energy to be. It's okay, you can be a great friend, but here's the thing: when you have conversations with people, you shouldn't have to bring your energy down to talk to them. Allow them to bring their energy up to talk to you. You're not being compassionate by bringing your energy down. You're being compassionate by requiring them to bring their energy up. And it's okay, they'll find other people to talk to and dish to on that energetic level, but they know to come to you when that energy is up. And they want that. They want to come to you when the energy's up. They're like, let me go deal with my stuff over here real quick, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back. So balance it here. Smoothing and working through that energy. Surrendering to the beauty that is you, the life that is you, the balance that is you, the peace that is you, the persistence that is you, the change that is you. All of that which is you. And you are allowed to say no whenever you want to. And you're allowed to say yes whenever you want to. All of the above. All of the above. But what you want in your heart, this dream, this goal, this gift, is a requirement for your soul to live out. Breathe into this. Don't be afraid. Accept the challenge. Accept the challenge with a smile, honestly. Because how lucky are you that you actually know what you want? Tons of people don't know what they want. But how lucky are you that you know what you want? And if it's a big one, a big goal, be even more grateful. I'm so happy that I am able to live out this life and watch myself transform to the highest potential. You feel me? No need to take baby steps here. Trust that if you follow the internal, making sure that it's balanced and right, you will always find your light. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, family, I hope you enjoyed this session. I definitely have. I'm so excited about Nonstop November, but fun. I've been reading your comments and they're just very beautiful. And I'm excited to further explain what goes on energetically. A lot of the things that we do in this community, we move from an energetic state. So you may see people say, this is how you manifest, this is how you shadow work and things like that. And we have that here. But I always want to teach you what's going on underneath the surface. You should never just be doing things to do them. Understand energetically what's going on underneath the surface, because you might realize, actually, I like this approach better than that approach. And you should have the freedom and all the information you need to get to where you need to go. And I am just here to be sweet and loving and nurturing and understanding and supportive of you. Because I do understand that it can be tough sometimes. It can feel lonely sometimes, or it can feel like, is this really going to happen? You may not feel like you have anyone to tell. But within our community, we believe highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So just rest in this moment. Relax in this moment. Find peace in this moment. And just exhale. Things are shifting vibrationally. It's not going to be the same. But you already know that shift has been coming. You might have wanted that shift to come a long time ago. But it's now right around the corner. And that vibrational shift will give you the opportunity to change for your greatest good. So those goals that you have, those gifts, those dreams, they come to be. But they can only come to be if you shift, if you change, if you meet them, rather than expecting them to meet you. Don't expect your gifts to lower its vibrational frequency to meet you. Instead, raise your vibrational frequency to meet it. So let's just work through some of this energy. And just breathing in and out. And remembering everything that you love. And let's just pay some respect and has this been going for you? What have you been doing to connect energetically with that feeling that your greatest goal or your greatest dream would give you if it was accomplished? How do you breathe into that? How do you accept that energy for what it is? How do you release and let go of the things that do not serve you and do not work, and yet embrace all of those things that do work? All of those little moments, those little glimpses that life gives you of beauty. Just because you're born into, or you may be surrounded by something that you don't like you're like, I want so much more for myself, doesn't mean the universe doesn't send little glimpses of something beautiful during the process, always giving you an opportunity to hop into that beauty. And the people around you may not see it, only you can see it. You might tell them like, hey, look at that, look at that. And they're like, what are you talking about? Because they're not ready to see it. And what I'm talking about are opportunities. I felt like I was being very mystical. I was like, I'm talking about opportunities. I love how the universe works. You can manifest something into your life and realize that the difference between you getting it and you not getting it was just simply seeing the opportunities that were already in your face, or understanding that you can piece together anything that is out there to get to where you need to go. If people aren't ready for that change, that growth, they might expect things to look a certain way, and they may miss out on their opportunities, on their next step. So what do you notice that is appearing in your life for these opportunities? What do you notice? What do you see? What do you notice? What do you see? What do you notice? What do you see? Have you taken any action on any of these things? And let me let you know, I just want to give like a little bit of background information. The opportunities should feel like peace, even though they may be difficult. Like, for example, you might have to learn something new or something like that. So it's just, tough learning, taking your time and learning something. But that's just discipline. That's not tough. That's just discipline. But the answer, the opportunity should be peace. It shouldn't be this drama of like, for people to enjoy life because everything they see around them is that. And it's hard to work against that, especially if you feel like you have to keep on coming into contact with others who are just. You see it definitely in work too. People in work be having like weird situations. You know, it's funny when you look at working environments because you know most of the time you would not be friends with these people in real life. Or like, what is the scenario that you would let this person lead you who is your manager? But this is what I noticed about middle management. They're all stressed out. They're all stressed out. And oftentimes you will see their parenting style or how they wanted to be parented or what, you know, like you'll see those dynamics in the way that they lead you. I'm not even gonna say the leadership style. I'm gonna say the parenting style. I've seen adults throw temper tantrums because they're in a position of power. And they also know that if people put them in a position of like middle management power, but at the same time they don't feel valuable because they feel replaceable, that same energy, unless they are strong enough to break that cycle and make those underneath them or those that they are managing, make them feel supported, that's just going to come down and trickle down to them. And nothing's really going to happen from it. Not to go on a work tangent, but it happens. I wouldn't be surprised if those kind of themes are popping up now. I had a director one time. She was something else. She could start crying at like the drop of a hat and then quickly switch to like being irritated by something. She yelled at me one time for something that had to do with paper, right? And so when it comes to me, you know, I should have told her off, but instead I just embarrassed her. She was just getting all flustered and I was like, the paper's in the room, blah 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 blah. She's like all over the place. I'm like, the paper will still be in the room, so when you're ready to go get the paper, it's in the room. And like she got flustered and walked off. I was laughing. I was laughing so hard, but it's funny because later on we had a meeting and she was like, you know how I get? I'm like, yeah, you feel guilty because sweetheart, you made a fool out of yourself. Calm down. Looking for a ream of paper should never be that serious. Ever. But you know, some people are not in control of their emotions, or actually it's not even not being in control of their emotions. People are not in control of their impulses. I think that's a better way to put it. And it's especially in those environments where they're not being checked. Oh well. Bless her heart. That's what my grandma used to say. Bless her heart. Which is code for that person got problems. No, I feel like it's code for they so pitiful. I loved it when old people were shady. I feel like they still are, but like they would be shady, but when you were younger you didn't necessarily know what they were talking about. Like my grandparents used to have this saying, when they wanted to be shady, they would be like, oh, she got long hair, right? But they wouldn't even say it like that. They would be like, she got long hair. And I would be looking at the girl and I'm like, she don't got no long hair. I don't know what that means. Like, what are they talking about? And really, they were shading the idea that this, like, think about hair, you know, story short, I love when old people talk shit. I love it. I love it because it's like it's guilt free, you know. Not really if they're being discriminatory, but like just little shady things like your shoes look horrible. Oh my gosh. If an older person told me that my shoes look horrible, I would bust out laughing. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's just me. Look, you learn a little bit more about myself. I'm going on a tangent. My grandmother, not the grandmother I was talking about, my mom's American mom, she would talk trash about somebody up and down. She could just embarrass someone, and I'll never forget the way that she would just read, like she would read them. This like the saying, read them for filth. She would read them. She would read a situation, and I just remember also being a child and just thinking it was the funniest thing ever because you wouldn't expect her to do it, but she could embarrass the mess out of you. And one time, she was she was coming to pick me up, and I like lived in like an attic, right? And she came all the way up the stairs, and her name is Jet too, and she said, Jet, come on, we gotta go. I said, what we gotta go for? She said, I done ran my mouth, we gotta get out of here. And so those moments, I said, oh, okay, well, let me get my keys. We gotta get out of here. So I say all of that to say, I don't know what that has to do with change, but you know, I'm painting smiles, so hopefully this story brought some nostalgia or it just made you feel good, you know. But family, we hung out today. We did a little chit chat today. This was really cute and funny. Cute little story time. But with all of these dreams and these goals, I don't ever want you to confuse setting boundaries and telling people no with, you know, if somebody questions you, that it's like, what do you do with that? If you set boundaries and tell people no, like, that's completely fine, you know. And creating those boundaries help you to set up the foundation of change to transform. There are many times when I have like goals that I personally want to go after, but I also understand that the energy around me when it comes to other people may not be at the same place as me. So sometimes I will have some self-care with just me, myself, and I in order to create the energetic environment I need to support what I need to do. And once I get it going and get a routine, then I can come back with other people, because I know that what's in my heart, what's been, you know, pulled out from me is something